Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, Senior News Editor with Retail Insider. Joining me today is Lia Grimberg, who is Principal and Consultant for Radicle Loyalty. Thanks for joining us, Lia.
Thank you so much, Mario. Pleasure to talk to you.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about loyalty programs in Canada, and I know you've had a lot of experience. Your background includes places like Loblaws, Sears, the Bay, etc. One of the things I found really interesting on your LinkedIn profile, you mentioned that 33% of consumers abandon a brand that lacks personalization. Can you
Isn't
talk a
that
little bit
incredible?
about that? What does that mean?
That is a stat that blew my socks off. So it's from a report by the Circular Board, and personalization means different things to different people. But at the end of the day, people know that we as retailers and we as brand marketers collect a lot of their data. And they know what their data is worth because they know that the alphabets of the world, how they monetize their data.
Yeah,
And so when they know that we have so much data and we're not actually using it to add value back to the consumer in the way of either better experience or more personalization, they start either abandoning the retailer for someone who understands them better, who knows them better, and who can provide more relevance.
hmm,
Or on the flip side, they worry, what are we doing with their data? Are we doing something potentially nefarious, which I can promise you we're not.
yeah,
But personalization is now considered table stakes. It's a given. And that comes in the form of offers, it comes in the form of content, it comes in the form of channel preference, it comes in the form of timing. And it's about making sure that we are connecting with people as a human to human rather than a machine or to an anonymous mass.
yeah. I get a kick out of loyalty programs when I see my birthday come up. Right?
Well, you know what? Now you mention it, a lot of programs are now doing away with birthday benefits
Oh, really? Eh?
because because typically you have loyalty benefits that prove an immediate ROI. Birthday is a celebration just for you, and it doesn't necessarily add any value back to the retailer. And
Hmm.
so it's hard to justify that investment when every dollar counts.
Yeah,
And so even Sephora, I know you're probably not a huge Sephora shopper personally, but even Sephora has diluted their birthday benefit most
really.
recently, and it was hugely known for that benefit.
I just saw a video. It's kind of bizarre. A video some lady put out on her birthday about the 10 things that she got for free on her birthday. It was kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I mean, they're still there,
Yeah,
but they're the way that they're delivered and some of the terms and conditions around them are going to get a little bit stricter,
yeah. Okay.
which is unfortunate.
So, are you seeing in Canada today, more Canadians signing up for loyalty programs, and if so, why?
I'm not necessarily seeing them more or signing up for more loyalty programs. It's more entrenchment with their existing loyalty programs, and that the expectations are getting higher.
Uh-huh.
We're in a tough economic environment, and
Yeah,
people are looking at different ways that they can stretch their dollars, and loyalty can provide a good way into it. I know a lot of Canadians use their loyalty points as holiday gift giving
yeah.
at opportunities, and I've personally done it myself as well.
Uh-huh. So I see, more and more companies are doing this, right? And I think recently we've had, Dollarama with Air Miles, and I think Home Hardware as well come out. Uh, from a retailer's perspective, like, you know, if you're not on a with a loyalty program of some sort, are you falling behind?
Well, not everybody needs a loyalty program. I'm going to come right out and say that. Uh, Dollarama has recently joined Air Miles, not necessarily as a sponsor in the program, but more as a card linked offer, which means if you register your card with loyal with Air Miles, anytime you shop, you will earn, but it's an indirect earn.
Yeah.
And Home Hardware joins Steam Plus. It's there are kind of two components to your question. One is coalition loyalty,
Yeah.
and the other one is proprietary loyalty. Uh, and coalition loyalty in Canada has struggled. We've seen what's happened with Air Miles. They've lost a huge proportion of major retailers, including the LCBO and Sobeys, uh, and losing grocers in the Canadian marketplace is painful. It's
Yeah.
that's where the bread and butter is with a loyalty program, and then American Express also left them, which was also a significant contribution to both the top and the bottom line. Um, but at the same time, we're seeing a resurgence in partnerships that are imitating coalitions, but not truly coalitions, and that's things like Team Plus and Triangle, and those are doing fairly well. So, is that the future? I'm not sure. Proprietary loyalty in Canada, um, unfortunately, I'm not seeing really great innovation in that space. There's been it's more I buy something for $1 and you give me a point, and it's
Yeah.
this uh, undifferentiated, sameness landscape that's really not necessarily breaking through.
Yeah.
What I am seeing that's interesting is a lot more of these impermanent kind of loyalty arrangements, and that's things like card-linked offers. And a lot more players are popping up in that space that are forging their relationships directly with the consumers and the retailers on a excuse me, more temporary basis.
Uh-huh.
And it's a more novel concept in Canada. It's not as new worldwide or in the US, but I'm seeing more turn that way. That's more of a question of, is the card linked offer provider able to attract a big enough audience to make it interesting
Yeah.
for the retailers to play?
So, when you're looking at a company these days that wants to do their own, what are your suggestions on how to build a good loyalty program, and what needs to be part of a good loyalty program?
Yeah, so excuse me. So part of a good loyalty program is really truly making it your own. Really working with your customers and understanding what it is that matters to them, that they value, both from a financial and a value and a personal and emotional perspective. Because value used to mean dollars and points and cashback.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily anymore. Value can mean time, value can mean access, value can mean convenience. Time is huge as we're time strapped. But like I said earlier, in these tough economic times, people are actually looking for meaningful value as well. And the second one is data. So all loyalty programs is about collecting data and integrating different silos of customer data across the organization and creating a single view of the customer that allows you to understand all the different touch points uh, with your customer across every single dimension across the organization, and then redeploying that data across the different departments in the organization to make better decisions in marketing, to make better decisions in merchandising, to make better decisions in operations, to make better decisions in finance, etc. So really, the data asset is the most valuable asset that the loyalty program will drive. And
Mm.
so even if the program in and of itself is a break-even value proposition, the data that it drives more than surpasses the value. Second is you need to be third, you need to be very clear on what your objectives are.
Hmm.
What is this program meant to do from a financial point of view? And what it's meant to do from a customer behavior point of view? Is it meant to drive frequency? Is it meant to drive basket? Is it meant to drive margin? What is it that you're trying to achieve, and making sure that it's clear across the C-suite and cascaded down through every level of the organization.
Hmm.
And then designing the program with personalization and data usage in mind, and with operationalizing it equally well. Your frontline staff are your brand ambassadors. They need to be part of the program. They need to be engaged in the program. They need to be compensated for being knowledgeable and being compensated on the KPIs of the program. And they need to experience the program in and of itself. And a lot of programs fall down in two things. One is lack of alignment, and the second one is poor execution at store. And so it needs to be seamless, it needs to be easy, it needs to be well integrated, and it needs to be easily communicated and easily visible in the store as well.
Mm-hmm. Somebody told me recently, and I can't remember the number, but it was kind of staggering, of the unused loyalty points or rewards, or etc. Can you talk a little bit about that, Lia? Like, why are there so many unused points by Canadians?
Well, part of it is a little bit by design, to be honest. It is one of the hidden secrets of loyalty is breakage. So that is that breakage and the unused points go directly to the bottom line of the loyalty program, based on hugely longitudinal statistical analyses. We know approximately what's the percentage of customers that will never redeem their points, and that could be for various reasons. One is they never earn enough to be able to actually redeem.
Yeah.
Two, there are people who are saving up for something really, really big, and they're just not quite there yet. They want to go do something very, very special and treat themselves. And some just like having that psychological balance. It's like a bank account, and this is a reflection of how valuable they are in the program. And then there are people who pass away and forget, and there's that kind of breakage as well. And then finally, there's expiry. So there are certain terms and conditions in the program that specify after X number of months, or if your account is inactive, or in case of, let's say, credit cards, if your account is not in good standing, your points expire.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so all of these are different reasons for breakage. But breakage is important. It is highly monitored, and what as a loyalty marketer, I always recommend is to not shy away from redemption. We as retailers should actually be encouraging redemption, and breakage is not necessarily something that we should strive for. We should keep it level and maintain it, because it has huge implications from a dollar perspective to the bottom line. But beyond that, actually driving redemption among your profitable customers has beautiful halo effect on both spend and engagement, and as well as the brand love and advocacy for your organization.
Excellent. All right. Well, thanks, Lia, for joining us today.
Thank you so much. It was a great pleasure.
All right, that was Lia Grimberg, who is principal and consultant with Radicle Loyalty. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, senior news editor with Retail Insider. Thanks for joining us today.